Hey, what's good YouTube? Welcome or welcome back. It's Julia and I'm back with another video today. Today's video is going to be about six tips for success in online school. Be sure to give this video a like and comment and also subscribe, and let's get into it. So I wrote down my notes here. So tips for online school. My first tip is to make a to-do list. Now, I am not one to make out plans, write out stuff like that. Even though I'm a writer, I'm not one to, I like to write, but like stuff like to-do lists is not always my thing. But I actually found that making a to-do list was really helpful. I will either do it the night before or I do it the morning of, as soon as right after I get settled and everything, and I just write down my tips for the day, for things that I want to do for the day. And having a to-do list is tangible and helps keep yourself accountable. So you can see it and you see what tasks you have to do, you see what tasks are there, and it's really just another visual reminder that reminds you hey, you got this to do and let's make sure you do your best to get it done. And also it gives you a sense of accomplishment because you can check off what you've gotten done and you feel like you're getting one step closer to having a free rest of your day. So I love that. And we love that. My next tip, or my next reason for it, is it also keeps you organized and realistic. So you stay organized, you're able to kind of think about, okay, what do I want to do for the day? You're not constantly thinking about, okay, what should I do next? What should I do next? What should I do next? It's already written out for you. And also keeps you realistic because you don't want to write 10 things on your to-do list and then you're going to look at the list and you're going to be like, sis, what was the reason? What was the reason? You gonna start thinking why? So it helps keep you realistic. So I recommend to have at least maybe 5 tasks. And also another thing for your to-do list, I think, is you should put things that you enjoy. So for me, in my last video where I talked about quarantined at home, my routine, my day in my life, I wrote reading my Bible, praying, practicing French, and I kind of wrote things that are still priorities to me, but they're not as work-induced. They're kind of more things that I'd rather do voluntarily. So make sure you do that. Number 2, and this might seem kind of weird, but I don't care because I like to keep it real. Change your clothes. Change your clothes because 1, you might be dirty, so we don't want to be doing work when we're dirty, and 2, it honestly kind of changes your vibe. Once you change your clothes, I think you feel more efficient for the day. When you get out of your pajamas, you feel more productive, okay, I changed, I'm about to do something. Whereas if you stay in your pajamas, you might be tempted to get back into bed. Now for me, it's kind of tough because my college did not let us know that we were not going to come back to school to get our stuff, which is disrespectful. So I only got a week's worth of clothes, so that's kind of harder for me to do because I'm doing laundry every single week, but I still try to do it whenever I see fit. So changing your clothes can really make you motivated and make you want to work. So I think that's also a really good idea. Tip number 3 is to stay in contact with your professors. I've met with my professors on BlueJeans, which is the software that my college is using to do video chat. I've also emailed my professors when I feel too overwhelmed because I was feeling very overwhelmed last week. And I think it's super important to stay in contact with your professors so that way they know where you're at and they know if if you can really have the ability to do the work. Keeping them updated is very important. And also for them, this is a learning curve for them. Some professors have never even taught online before. So this is a learning curve for everybody, and keeping people updated and having consistent communication, I think they'll really appreciate that. And hey, maybe if you need a recommendation from that professor, they'll see, oh, this person was very communicative. This person was very prompt and was a quick responder. That's great. I want to write her a letter of rec. It's really good to constantly establish those relationships because it makes life easier on them and you. So that's that. Tip number 4 is to write out your due dates for your assignments in a calendar or a planner. So I'm gonna pull my planner. I got 500 books at this point for planning. I've changed. I've really changed because if any of y'all know me, I was not this kind of person even 2 years ago. Let me tell you. So I pretty much have everything written out in my planner. So this is my month of April. It's obviously really packed, especially the month or the week of April 20th. So basically what I do is that I wrote out all my assignments and I color coded them so that way I know which class is which. And it's been really helpful to keep track of things. So when you write everything out in your planner or in a calendar for your due dates, you're able to keep track of everything and you're not sitting over here scrambling, having to go check Blackboard or having to check whatever software your school uses, trying to figure out, oh wait, what's due when, Because with online school, you don't get consistent reminders. You don't have someone face to face telling you, okay, this is due, or you don't have a friend physically there that's like maybe doing the assignment. Then you're like, oh, I got to do that. You have to really hold yourself accountable. It's a lot of self accountability. So I think a calendar is perfect. So tip number 5 is to try the Pomodoro effect. And if you've never heard of the Pomodoro effect, I just heard of it last week. The Pomodoro effect is basically 25-5. So what that is you work for 25 minutes and then you rest for 5 minutes. And then after a certain amount of cycles of 25 and 5, then you get a longer break. I don't know what the longer break is because I never did it that far, but pretty much I've tried the Pomodoro effect and it's helped me stay so focused because it keeps me motivated knowing that, okay, 25 minutes is not that much time, so I'll crank out some stuff for 25 minutes and then I'll chill for 5, and then I'll crank out for 25 and then I'll chill for 5. And I think it's a very, for your brain, it's kind of like, okay, let's get this work so that way I can chill, and it kind of breaks things apart instead of like, let's do work for 2 hours and then take a 30-minute break. Like, that's a lot harder to meet that goal. So again, it goes back to those realistic expectations and goals. I think the Pomodoro effect is great. You can download any app on the App Store. There's an app called Focus. I personally use the app on my Fitbit because it's just easier for me because I don't like to use my phone while I do work. So I just set it on my Fitbit and I just time myself 25-5. Also, another thing is play relaxing music. Like I say, Fear Dog is my favorite. I swear by Fear Dog and Amplitude and all those chill beats. Even Will Smith just posted a chill beats thing. So, listening to chill music to relax to really can also keep you motivated and just keep you more zen and calm throughout the working process. Number 6, my final tip for online school is to reward yourself. Give yourself rewards and give yourself a pat on the back. Don't be too hard on yourself because again, this is a learning curve. I mean, for me, I already planned to do online school for my master's program, so I was already prepared for what was to come, but I wasn't prepared this early. So again, we're all trying to kind of figure it out. Even professors are really scrambling. It's a whole learning curve, and a lot of colleges are now, at least in Maryland, are instilling the option for you to pick whether you can select pass or fail or accept your letter grade for the semester. And I think that's going to be really helpful for a lot of people that are struggling or, just like are going insane because of this whole thing. And I wanted to offer one more word of encouragement. This is actually really great because we can all use this for future experience, for a job, or for on your resume. I don't know about your resume, but for a job interview, when you talk about, okay, how did you handle a situation under pressure? You can talk about, okay, so when my university went online and I'm not used to online school, this is how I made it work for myself. So you can use this to your advantage. You can use this in a future job interview, in a future grad school interview. You can really spin this. Make sure you spin it to benefit yourself. Take any bad situation and spin it for your good, okay?
All right, y'all, and that's on period, okay? Like, you do not have to kind of look at this situation as the end-all be-all if you don't want to. Like, I get it, it's a really bad situation, and I'm not trying to downplay the stress, I'm not trying to downplay the frustration, I'm not trying to downplay none of that because I felt it extremely a lot last week and my body felt the repercussions. So I understand, but again, there are ways to spin this for your good, and that's what you need to do. If you're gonna get screwed over in life, you might as well use those screw-ups for your good, and I full-heartedly believe that everything that happens to you is for your good, it's for the glory of God, it's for, everything is supposed to work out for your good in the end, and everything is a learning lesson. So take this bad situation and spin it, do a little number on Satan, because, tired of his, I'm not gonna curse, yeah.
So those are my tips for online school. I really hope that you all are doing well, and I really hope for all your guys' success. We will get through this. This is a learning curve, but it's a curve that will eventually flatten, just like we're trying to flatten the curve for this whole thingy that's going on right now. So we will all get through this. I believe in y'all, and we got this. We got this. I mean, we Gen Z. We got this. Alright, thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment and also like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.